Hello and welcome back to hashtag just saying. I didn't have anything
Sorry.
to yes, 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 and yes.
Yes.
I still have vacation brain. That is my problem.
That's all right.
Is it though?
Yes.
So, so much tonight. So much. All right, let's get right into it. Let's dive in. Dive in. So, I was on vacation from Monday to Thursday. It was my husband's 40th birthday. He wanted to go to Maine, Bar Harbor, Maine. So that's where we went.
Yay.
Yes. If you're curious, Bar Harbor, Maine is about, with good traffic, just under 6 hours drive.
Wow.
Oh, yes. Yes. There's so much that happened. I'm so like, oh, God. Okay. So we get there, and we get to the hotel. Now, we were traveling with a dog. Now, Bar Harbor... Bar Harbor boasts itself on being a top destination if you are traveling with a pet. Especially dogs. They're very dog friendly. They have restaurants you can bring your dog to. They like to call themselves Bark Harbor. Ha ha! Pun! So we were traveling with our dog, who does not like to travel. But she was a very good girl. Yay! She was a very good girl. And so the first night, we get to the hotel, we dump stuff off, blah, 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 blah. It was like kind of, we got there like 6, 7 o'clock at night. So it was just like get acquainted with our surroundings kind of thing. So it's time to go to sleep. So we're in bed, right? And you'll like this. So all of a sudden, right? And this is the first night, okay? All of a sudden, I was laying... I don't normally lay on my left side because that means if Jay rolls over, we're face to face, and I don't like that. No, it's not that I don't like him. It's that he has a CPAP machine.
Don't look at me.
No. It's because he has a CPAP machine. Now, if you share a bed with somebody who has a CPAP machine, there's like air that escapes. There's like a thing, it like exhales out air. So if I face him, I get a draft. I get blown. I get blown in bed by the air. Oh yeah, it's gonna be this kind of day, right? So I don't like to normally lay on my left side, right? Actually, we got to you'll appreciate this. We get to the hotel, right? And he goes, "Which side of the bed do you want?" And I was like, oh, I might as well take the side that I sleep on at home. So I took if you're standing in front of the bed, I took the left side. Right? That's the side I sleep on home. And then immediately regretted it because the AC was right there. And I'm like, oh, God. Like, I took a selfie because Jay went in the bathroom. I have, like, my hoodie on. And I'm like, swaddled up. And I'm like, it's so cold in here. It's so cold. So, first night, I'm actually laying on my left side. He's facing the other way. He rolls over and goes, what? And I went, what? And he goes, didn't you just tap me on the shoulder? No, I did not. And he goes, oh, I just felt you tap me on the shoulder. And I went, great. This is the first night. I looked at him and I said, I don't want this room anymore. And he goes, I'm sure it was just like blankets or something. And I was like, blankets don't feel like this. And he's like, well, I don't know. Maybe I was asleep. I don't know. And I'm like, oh my God. I was like, this is the first night. Seriously? So he's like, well, I don't know. I felt something. I'm like, great. I was like, you have just ensured that I will not get a good night's sleep for the rest of this trip. Because now I'm going to be thinking something's going to be tapping me on the shoulder.
Hey.
Yeah. So, that was the first night. Now, I mean, it was pretty, what would you call that? It was pretty like, nothing really, weird happened or anything. We were like right down the street from the Acadia National Park, which I took like a ton of photos. It's very beautiful up there. So
Unbelievable.
so I have my I haven't got my passport in the mail yet, but I have like a passport. I have the ID card, right? And with the ID card, you can get into Canada. So we're only a couple hours away from the Canadian border. So Jay goes,
Niagara Falls.
no, that's the other way.
Mhm.
So Jay goes, oh, wouldn't it be cool to drive to Canada? We can say we've been to Canada. So I said, okay. Now, to get into Canada, and remind you, we're traveling with a dog. So we had to bring like her rabies certificate. And then I said to him, I was like, you better do your research. I said, because if they quarantine her coming back into the country, we are fucked. And he goes, oh, yeah. So he researched it. He's like, Canada's not a high-risk country for like, and they won't quarantine her and blah, blah, blah. So I was still nervous the entire time.
I would be too.
So, oh yeah. So now here's a part that would interest Sean, right? So we were driving from Bar Harbor to the border of to the main border, right? We're going down, I think it's like Service Road 9 or something. I saw enough abandoned houses that we could have filmed and we could have posted an episode a week for a year. That's how many fucking abandoned houses I saw. Wow. I was just looking at Jay. I'm like, this is like a gold mine of like urban exploration. I was like, holy shit. He goes, I know, you should have brought your equipment. I'm like, I'm not gonna risk losing that fucking thing again. I lost there's a USB attachment I have for my phone for when we go on those shoots, and I lost it. I had to buy a brand new one. But I was like, no, it's like, there's so much. So we get into Canada, which was boring. So it is a thing, right? The first town that you get into is like called St. Stephen or something. They call themselves the Chocolate Town, right? They have one store you can buy chocolate shit at. I was like, how do you call yourselves a chocolate town? You have one store. But I was like, all right. Oh, and by the way, we didn't go through like the main border crossing. We went through like Bob's border crossing. It was like this side crossing. Jay goes, I've never crossed this way. And I was like, is this legal? And he goes, if we don't get arrested. I went, oh, great. So we get there, and the guy's like, he says something in French. And I'm like, English? He goes, he's like, yes, welcome. And I'm like, okay, can we go? And he's like, yeah, what? And they ask you a million questions. What business do you have in Canada? Are you traveling with any fruits or vegetables?
Why, you hungry?
Oh, this gets so bad, dude.
You want a salad?
You know how I always say, like, I'm an idiot. And this is the epitome story of me being an idiot. So we crossed, no problem. I get, like, nervous talking to people I don't know. So Jay handled a lot of the questions when we crossed into the border. And they ask you a ton. So we cross over, and it's Chocolate Town, it sucks. So the next town, like an hour away, his friend said to go to. It's like St. John's or something. They're like, go to St. John's because it's awesome. They even have nicknamed themselves Saint Awesome. Right? So we get there and I'm like, this is trash. I was like, they think this is awesome? It's trash. It's like Tim Hortons. That's it. I went to Tim Hortons because I had to use the bathroom. Which, by the way, 10 out of 10 would recommend. The bathroom at Tim Hortons, it was the shit. I was like, this is a nice bathroom. Good for you, Canada. Oh, and by the way, driving in Canada is amazing because people actually move out of your way.
Wow.
They're like, here. Ah! And there's nobody on the highway because nobody wants to go anywhere. They're like, fuck it, why should we go?
Meanwhile, you come down here and at like 1 o'clock in the afternoon. You'd expect everybody to be at work, but no one's at work.
Nobody's doing anything work-like. Everybody's out. So now we gotta come home. Oh. I'm super nervous. No, we gotta go, out of Canada. We got to get back to the U.S. I'm super nervous. I'm like, they're going to quarantine the dog. They're going to arrest us. Something horrible is going to happen, right? So we get to the border, and Jay, the guy, comes out, and he's like in full cop.
Mountie.
Yeah, well, no, he's in full cop. Oh. He's the American side. So he's like, what were you doing in Canada? And Jay's like, oh, just a pleasure trip. And he's, he asks like 8 more questions, and then Jay's answering. And then he goes like this to Jay, and he looks at me and he goes, can you speak?
Yeah, quarantine you.
I was like, oh, fuck, here we go. And without miss, I was like, huh, yes. And he goes, I'm going to need to hear from you. And I was like, are you sure? He goes, yes.
Oui.
He goes, yes. Is this your vehicle? Yes. He's like, are you traveling with any fruits or vegetables? No, I have a beverage. And at Tim Hortons, I bought a little thing of like baby donuts. I was like, I got donuts.
Like a cop wasn't here.
I know. I just realized I told the cop I had donuts. Oh my god, I didn't realize that when I said it. You alright? Didn't realize that when I said it, but I did say, I got donuts. I got a beverage. Right? So he's like, okay. So he hands me back my passport card. And he doesn't tell me to have a nice day, but he is like, go. So we get back in the country and I started breathing. I'm like, oh, thank God. We're in America. Oh, thank God. It's so funny. Oh, on the Canadian side, when we were going into Canada, the guy says to us, are you traveling with any firearms? And I'm just sitting there thinking, what do you think America does? Do you think we all drive around like this?
Yeah, I got a 9 in the glove compartment. I got a 38 in this compartment.
Thought
I got an AK's assault rifle in the back. What do you think?
I'd always wanted to shoot a Canadian moose. It's up on my top. My gosh.
Sorry, folks. Canada's closed. Moose out front.
Should have told you. Canada's closed, yeah. And all the signs I saw for moose, I didn't see one fucking moose. I'm like, I want to see a moose, but not like up close. I want to see him like dancing on the like. Like prancing on the side of the road, like Dasher or Dancer, just like tick 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 tick, hopping. That'd be great. Although I don't suspect moose are very graceful creatures.
Sprite was burning me.
Sprite?
Yeah.
Sprite is the worst when it comes out your nose. It's the worst. It burns everything on its way out. Oh. So that was Wednesday. By the time we get back to Bar Harbor, I'm like, let's just get some food and just chill. I've been driving a lot. And I'm like, let's just hang out. And he's like, yeah, because it's technically our last night. We were going home Thursday. So now this is where life gets complicated. So we get food. We get back to the hotel. We're hanging out. Now, if anybody's interested in this, I will tell you. I know. Grant Wilson is his last name? From Ghost Hunters. Yes? He has a new show called Ghost Hunters. Original. Yes. So, he's got a new show called Ghost Hunters, and it's going to be on A&E, right? Now, A&E has bought all of the rights to the Ghost Hunter show. Even the old show. So A&E, in preparation, because I think it starts airing like the 21st or something. So in preparation of that, they have started showing the old Ghost Hunter shows.
Get you ready.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh, cool. And, here's the thing. I'm not used to watching live television. I have a Roku, so everything is like on demand for me. So I didn't know what to do. I'm like, I don't even know what's on.
I don't either.
So we landed on Ghost Hunters, and they were doing like this big marathon. I'm like, let's watch Ghost Hunters for a little while. If we want to go out, we can. And we ended up watching Ghost Hunters till bedtime, right? But here's the thing. It was, I'd say somewhere between 11:30 and 12, right? Ghost Hunters, they were, I don't know, investigating something, some creepy hotel or something. All of a sudden, the power in my room cuts. My room is pitch black. And I look at Jay and I'm like, what the fuck? Can you be serious right now? This just happened? And he's like, I don't know why. And then he's like looking out the door and he's like, all the power's out in the building.
Hello? Marco!
The power for the entire hotel was gone. Now Jay, being Jay, had his little handheld radio. You know, like we do on shoots and stuff, right? So he gets on his little radio, not to talk, but to listen. And there's communication between very frantic people who are like, okay, I'm in this section. Where are you? Okay, it's the lights are right over here too. Oh my God, what are we? So I'm cracking up because they can't understand what happened, right? It's pouring rain. So I'm like, maybe the rain knocked it out, right? And he goes, I thought I heard thunder, and he looks out because we had a front door and a back door to this little place.
I hope so.
So he opens up the back door of our room, which leads out to this little itty bitty porch, right? So he goes out to the porch and he's like, oh, I see lightning.
Porch for one.
Yeah, well, 1.5. So he goes, oh, I see lightning. And I'm like, oh, electrical storm. I got knocked out, right? So
It's electric.
Boogie, woogie, woogie. So it was maybe out for like 15 minutes.
Electric boogaloo.
Yeah, it was maybe out for like 15 minutes. And then it came back on. But I was like, really? In the middle of Ghost Hunters, no power. My fucking power cuts. I started cracking up. I'm like, first the tap, now the power's out. What the hell? Right?
What's next?
Exactly.
Don't ask.
But it was too funny. Now, I'll tell you this story real quick before we move on to something else. My nephew's wife. So my nephew's sister-in-law, his wife's sister. I know.
Your father's brother's cousin's nephew's former roommate.
She had a birthday last month, and she's one of these people that celebrates like her birthday for like 2 months. You know those people? I don't know what's wrong with those people, first of all. But whatever. It's like, okay.
Be nice to me. It was my birthday 7 days ago.
Oh my God, we like anything Jay wanted to do last night. I was like, okay. I was like, what do you want for dinner? He's like, can we get Mexican? Okay. So this morning.
How about Canadian?
Yeah.
Bacon.
So Canadian bacon is ham. I wanted to say that while I was in Canada. I want to go, your fucking bacon is ham. Can we just get past it? Call it ham.
Ham.
It's ham. Oh, God. Okay. It's ham. So this morning, he said something to me, and he goes, do you want breakfast? And I said, no, I'm good. If you want to have breakfast, you can. And then he goes, okay. And then he said something else to me, and then he goes, oh, I don't get my wishes anymore because it's not my birthday. I went, your wishes ended at midnight. I was like, that's it. Now it's what I want to do. So anyway, my nephew's sister-in-law, who's celebrating her birthday for 2 months now, they're all going up to New Hampshire to some, I don't know, you sit on a raft on a river and just float down this river thing and, I don't know, drink or whatever. I don't know what they do. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. So, I was talking to my niece, it must have been this past Sunday. And I said, whereabouts in New Hampshire are you going? I knew New Hampshire a little bit. And she goes, oh. I said, well, I'm not sure. And then she texts the person in question, and they text back. And they say something, and I said, oh, and then they said, excuse me, and then they said something about Breton. And I said, Bretton Woods? And so she, gets the confirmation. She said, yeah, Bretton Woods. And I was like, oh, that's the White Mountains. I was like, that's a long-ass drive. And she goes, oh. She goes, well, what's up there? And I said, a haunted hotel. And she goes, fuck off. I said, yeah, a haunted hotel. I said, I'm desperate to investigate. Well, not investigate, but walk around and film the Bretton Woods Hotel. I've contacted them twice. They have not gotten back to me. I'm about to have Jay call them and just be like, if we come up, can we just walk around? They used to do ghost tours, and it doesn't seem like they do that anymore.
Boo.
Or they wait until Halloween. I don't know.
Boo.
But they don't really like people going up there in October because the roads get bad. So I was like, I've been dying to go up there. I'd love to go up there and walk around. And so before the show tonight, she texted me and she goes, I'm going to the haunted place. And I was like, what haunted place are you talking about? So I wrote back and I'm like, what haunted place are you talking about? She was the one in New Hampshire. And I'd completely forgotten about our conversation. And I'm like, that doesn't help me at all. I was like, I was like, where? Where in New Hampshire? Are you alone? Where in New Hampshire is this? Have I been there? Are you by yourself? She wrote back and she's like, no, for the trip, the haunted thing. And I was like, oh, well, just don't stay at that hotel. She, oh, hell no, I'm not staying at that hotel. I was like, well.
I want to.
Yeah. It was so funny. I was like, good luck. Be careful on the river, I guess. I don't know. Wait till I tell her Jay felt wait till I tell her our first night Jay felt a tap on her shoulder. I was like, oh, shit.
Maybe we ought to get you your own digital recorder to take with you at all times.
You know, there have been times where I've been like, oh, that would come in handy. I would actually, one Sunday, when it's a quiet Sunday, I'd like to like have it at my parents' house. Seriously, and just put it in the very back room because my mother swears when she's back there she hears shit. But you can't really go by that because when I show up sometimes on Monday and the door's locked because she thinks everybody's going to break in. So I, unlock the door and I'm really loud about it. So I unlock the door and I'm like, and I slam the door shut. I'm stomping. I'm like, because she gets scared so easy. She's a very skittish woman. So she gets scared very easily. So I'm like walking there. I'm like, hello, da, da, da. And then she comes out of the bathroom. Ah! I'm like, I made the most noise possible. And you're still scared shitless.
That would still be funny to have on the recorder.
Oh my gosh. That was crazy. So, I mean, that was my week. Just a lot of driving. Jesus.
That's dull. I got no stories.
That's all right. What do you got there? I see something there.
Latest news I found the other day about the Disney bundle.
Oh, yeah?
With Disney Plus, Hulu, and ESPN Plus, all for $12.99 per month.
Oh.
Disney will offer a subscription bundle that includes Disney Plus, ESPN, and ad support. Hulu for $12.99 per month, as I said as the title. CEO Bob Iger announced that the company's Tuesday earnings call. News of the bundle came as a bright spot in a quarterly report that overall fell short of expectations. Disney Plus is set to launch in November.
Yay!
And Disney has been expected to offer some of a bundling option with the launch of a new direct-to-consumer service. He also said the bundle will be available on November 12th, launch date of Disney Plus, which will cost $6.99 per month as a standalone service.
Nice!
At $12.99 per month, the planned bundle will be the same price as the most popular standard tier of Netflix in the U.S. and if paid for separately, Disney Plus, ESPN Plus, parentheses $4.99 a month, and ad-supported Hulu $5.99 a month. Would cost roughly $18 per month.
I have Hulu, but I have my TV service through Hulu.
Mm-hmm.
So I can get I do have live TV, but I never watch it. So I have the live TV through there, but it's mainly for like on demand stuff.
Mm-hmm.
What was I gonna say? Oh, and I have like the commercial free option too.
Yay!
Oh yeah. So I actually pay like $40 a month. I actually pay like $40 a month for my Hulu. So I don't know if they're gonna have a bundle that I can take advantage of. But
let me handle your bundle.
Yeah. But if I just do the Disney Plus thing, it's only gonna be like $4 or $5 whatever a month, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Well, at least that's what it says here.
Well, I'm definitely getting it. I actually heard.
Actually,
Yeah, my cell service has been so spotty because of where we were, and
you got my text.
I got yeah. Sean texted me this random question. I was on the top of Mount Cadillac, 1,000 feet in the air. My cell service was like up and like just off and on, and I hear my cell vibrate. I'm like, what the hell is that? I look down at Sean. I'm like, how the f did I get this text? And Jay's like, well, mountain. I'm like, I know, but there's no cell towers. There's nothing up here.
I wish I knew that's where you were when I texted you, because I would have said, hey, I'm on top of Mount Nissan. Texting you on Mount Cadillac.
Yeah, Mount Cadillac. Yeah, it was crazy. Oh, yeah. So I haven't been able to keep up with anything, but I did see this morning that one of the reasons I'm getting the Disney thing is for the Loki show, and that actually starts filming this January, which I'm very excited about. Yes. Because, yeah. Oh, the dog, she is, let me tell you.
You just came charging in.
She did. She came charging in like she had something important to tell me. Like, why'd you leave the dishes in the sink?
You bet you didn't have a piece of paper. I got breaking news for you.
I know.
This just in.
Yeah.
Hot off the press.
Now, we had to take her on vacation because there was nothing else we could do with her. And she's such a high-maintenance dog.
Yeah.
But she was too funny. It's like, you can't leave the dog in the hotel. They were like, if you you have to bring the dog with you if you leave. So, everywhere we went, we had to bring her. And I was like, ugh. Which resulted in a lot of like, you go in that store and I'll wait, and then you come back and I'll go in that store and you wait here. Being like this whole big thing. I guess like my biggest complaint about it was that there was a lot of people. It was very crowded.
Wow.
Like there's one main street that has like all the shops and stuff, and Jay's like, let's go up there and walk around. I'm like, I'm not walking around with Daisy up there. She'll fucking flip out. There's too many people. We were driving through the park. It's a big national fucking park. And there was an area, you're gonna giggle your ass off when you hear this. There's an area called Thunder Hole. I knew you were gonna laugh, yeah. They call it that because like at high tide the waves crash on the rock and it makes this like huge sound. No, it makes this huge sound, right? No. So Jay wanted to walk out on the rocks. And we had the dog, and I'm like, okay, well, I'll wait here with her. And then he goes, well, I'll bring her with me. I'm like, oh, Daisy has never been...
Rock climbing.
Yeah, no. She's a domestic... She's like, I will lay on the sofa, and I'll look good doing it. She doesn't give a shit. So he brought her. It was so pathetic trying to see my poor chubby dog fucking rock climb, her little paws. And then at one point she slipped, so her little paws went... I was like, oh my god, I can't watch this. And then he came back up with her. And there was so many people, like, you know when a dog gets really upset, like they tuck their tail, right? So her tail was starting to go down. I'm like, oh boy, we need to get her back to the car. And then this random woman comes up and goes, hey, nice dog, can I pet her? And starts to go for it. I'm like, whoa. And Daisy just kind of sat there and she's like, like, I feel you, Daisy. I feel you so much. And like her tail was like way tucked. I looked at Jay and I'm like, she needs to get back to the car before she fucking flips. But anyway, Hulu. Yeah. So I don't really like Disney, but they own everything I like, so I'm going to end up getting that app.
With their extensive library of family-friendly content, Disney's DTC efforts are expected to be confidable competitor to Netflix, which recently posted a quarter in which its numbers of subscriber additions was significantly less than expected, and included its first ever loss in the U.S. subscribers. Disney Plus will launch initially in the U.S. and thereafter in various international markets and Disney's strategy in making the service as appealing as many to consumers as possible. Quote, our play in the digital OTT space, ultimately globally, but starting in the U.S. in general entertainment is Hulu, more family-like entertainment in Disney Plus and sports in ESPN Plus. That bundle where you can buy all three offers tremendous volume, quality, and variety.
Tremendous volume.
Disney Plus will be anchored by content from Disney's slate of intellectual property, including Walt Disney Pictures, Pixar, Marvel Studios,
Yay!
Lucasfilm,
Hey!
20th Century Fox, and National Geographic. Alongside the original content. At a recent investor conference, it was said that some of the competitive advantages it holds over Netflix, such as the global appeal of many of its brands and sprawling marketing machines.
Word.
Yeah.
I'm also looking forward to the Mandalorian show with Boba Fett.
Ah,
Yeah. I'm excited about that. That seems like it would be good.
with the slave ship?
I don't know why it's called Mandalorian. Is that the planet he lives on, or?
No, when you say it fast, it sounds like it says man in his DeLorean.
Mandalorian! There he goes! Oh, I was seeing... This is too funny.
This baby hits 88 miles per hour.
I
Serious shit.
was seeing a lot of people in the car that I drive. And there's one person, I was driving down the thing, and this person was in the exact car, and they were driving this way. And I kind of went, hey! And they waved at me, and it was the best moment. And I've been trying to recreate it, and it hasn't happened. People either are not paying attention, or they just don't give a shit. Like, oh, come on. Little wave. Little wave.
Have a little more fun and roll down your windows and give each other a high five.
Like motorcycle people do. We'll do that thing where we put our arms down or something, or like up. We'll have to go up because cycles are down.
Yeah.
Like, hey!
Motorcycles, I think they kind of point down or something.
I don't know what
It
they
almost
do.
looks like they're pointing down. There's some kind of a sign.
Don't look. Yeah.
I don't know what it is.
I don't know either.
I just see him do it.
Oh, yeah, they do it. I've done that on my riding lawnmower. I was mowing the lawn, and this guy on a motorcycle came, and I put my arm down like they all do, and he was like, no. It's like, but it's funny.
Whenever I see the motorcycle people do, I say, well, if you go like this, then you can say Cybertron.
Yeah, really.
That's probably going to be the still.
I hope so.
I hope not.
I like when the still is us pointing for no reason at all. Just like, over there. Yeah. Now, you probably don't want to do two things in a row, but I do see the other thing that you have there.
Yes?
Yes. We do that and then close out the YouTube. Well, by the way, we filmed the first 20 to 30 on YouTube and post that up.
As
if you
you're
want to check
noticing
that
now.
out. Yes. As the YouTube people may have noticed. But the YouTube people, if you want to catch the whole show, you can listen on iTunes, SoundCloud, Stitcher, Google Play, and and probably various other places that even we don't know about. Yes.
Well, the other thing I have is about the movie It, Chapter 2, that's coming out this October, I believe.
Yes.
Push!
That's not working. She's only going to come back in like...
A few minutes.
Jerk! Yeah. Did you see the first one?
Yep.
Oh, you did. Was it good? Was it any good? I didn't see it.
It was good.
Would you say it was better than the original?
No.
Ah, nice. Are you just saying that because of Tim Curry?
Yeah.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah. I can't put anything before Tim.
Me neither.
But the director confirms a monster-sized runtime for Part 2.
Oh, what do we got?
Which is going to be all the characters as adults.
Mm-hmm.
It says it's not easy to settle in when you're watching an immortal clown monster feed on the fears of children, but you're gonna want to get as comfortable as possible when
Yeah.
you sit down for It Chapter 2. Speaking to Digital Spy, director Andy Muschietti confirmed the film is currently coming in at 2 hours and 45 minutes.
Oh, that is nothing.
He's solid a half hour longer than the first part. But wasn't Straight Outta Compton 2:45 or so?
Endgame shits on your 2 hours and 45 minutes, friend. Endgame's over 3 hours long.
And Titanic was 3 hours. And that was in 97.
Okay, here's the difference, right? Endgame being 3 hours long, it didn't feel like it was that long. I felt every minute of Titanic.
Mm-hmm.
You know those movies that are long, but you're just like, oh, I can't even believe that was like 2.5 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Titanic was like, Actually, my mom was talking about, her and my dad got some DVD, and she was telling me a plot line was ridiculous, and it had to do with the water. My uncle drowned, so my mom doesn't watch anything that has water in it. And I was like, oh, that's a weird one for you to watch. And she goes, yeah, I know. She goes, there was some stuff I had a lot of problems with. And I was like, yeah. And then she goes, I've never even seen Titanic. And I said, well, yeah, but you know how it ends. And my dad started laughing. He's like, that's true. He goes, the ending has not changed for Titanic.
I thought you were going to say, your dad said, that's my girl.
No. He's like, that is true. Titanic is, you know how that's not a surprise ending. You can't go into it going, God, I hope the ship's okay.
Oh, I hope they make it this time.
Yeah. But my brother, who is like a casual, he'll watch some of the superhero stuff. He's more a DC guy. He was like, I can't sit and watch that Avengers Endgame. And I'm like, why? And he's like, 3 hours long? He's like, yeah, but you don't feel it. It's different. I don't have 3 hours. And I think you do. I think you do. What else are you doing? But anyway.
The director, Muschietti, I hope I'm saying that right.
That's alright if you're not. He can correct you.
He said that, quote, nobody who's seen the movie has had any complaints.
Mm-hmm.
End quote. This is a monster-sized runtime, if anything but a death knell in 2019. Avengers Endgame is a straight 3 hours and became the highest grossing movie of all time.
Yeah.
Plus a 2 hour, 45-minute Once Upon a Time in Hollywood just banked Quentin Tarantino. The best opening weekend of his career.
Yeah.
In the case of It, Chapter 2, it does feel like Warner Brothers is positioning this thing as a grand conclusion to a two-part epic. When Collider's, I don't know what the hell that says, caught up with the director and producer, Barbara Muschietti, at a Comic-Con, the duo teased double the trouble in Derry, Maine. Maine!
Not Maine!
Maine!
No!
Yes! Especially when it comes to Pennywise.
Mm-hmm.
There's a quote that we talked for hours. Bill and I talked for hours. Yeah, let's say that twice.
Bill and I talked for hours.
To discuss the character, one in a larger, bigger plan for Pennywise on this one. Make sure that he came with these very specific and focused feeling of revenge against the losers, and he just comes with a bigger plan. There's a step ahead that he didn't have in the first movie, and there's also a deepened sense of manipulation and preservation, as well as smarts and intelligence this time. It Chapter 2 hits theaters September 6th and stars James McAvoy, Jessica Chastain, Bill Hader, Andy Bean, James Ransom, and Jay Ryan. And Isaiah Mustafa.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes, it
Hakuna
is.
Matata.
Yeah. I've not seen The Lion King. No.
Yeah.
It's doing well, though. So they say. I've heard a lot of good stuff about the Once Upon a Time in Hollywood thing. I don't know. I'm skeptical. I would see it if it was free.
If it's free.
If it's for me, it's for me. It's free. I don't know. I fucked it up. It's fine. I can't.
If it's for me, it's for me.
It's for me. It's
it better
free.
be free, motherfucker.
Yes. Make it free.
For me.
Oh gosh. Okay. We're gonna say goodbye to YouTube. Once again, you can catch the whole audio show on iTunes, SoundCloud, Stitcher, Google Play. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell. You get notified. It's great.
Like Joe always says.
Like Joe says. Joe says do it.
Please.
So I'm going to shut up now. Sean's got something to tell you. Scarecrow, I'll miss you most of all.
No, you won't.
I won't. He's an asshole.
Have a good everything. Mean.